Hey everybody, this is Chris. I've got another video for you about using Planning Center for things that are helpful and useful to you. And one of the things that's going to be very important, is already important, and that Planning Center can help with is that of your availability. I want you to be able to communicate to me if I'm your leader on a team or any other leader of teams that you serve on at church, when you're available and how often you'd like to be serving. It's a busy season that we're in now, but really life in different seasons can require you to back off or kind of lean into different areas of service and ministry. And so Planning Center gives you a way to communicate two things. Number one, how often you'd like to serve in a particular team. And then also just block out dates. I really need to block out this week or these couple of weeks because of whatever reason. It could be a vacation that's coming up, holidays that are coming up. So those are really helpful. If you set them in Planning Center, then anybody that's going to be scheduling you for service can see that right off the bat. And they can see it in specific detail rather than just generalities. I think they told me that they weren't here. And so it's really helpful if you can log in and get that set. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I'll take you over to the web app here again. Again, I've logged in via a web browser. The same information can be set and seen using the Services app on your phone or a tablet. It's just you go about it a little bit differently, and I'm sure you can figure that out. But I'm going to show you from the web app, which means I went to planningcenteronline.com, and then I logged in using my credentials. And depending on how you get there, you might have landed in a different place in Planning Center, but you come to the Services app if you need to. You click up here, and it takes you to the Services part of Planning Center. You see your schedule here. On the left is your calendar, and you'll see little green dots for the items down below here that have green that say, hey, you're serving on this particular day in this particular service. But there are also red dots on here, as you can see on my calendar right now. I'm taking a trip and I'm going to be out of town. And so I created a block out date. How do you do that? Well, this button right here makes it really easy, block out dates. And so you can click on that. It brings up the calendar. And if you just click and drag, or if it's just one day, you can click. But if you click and drag, or even just click and oops, let me just hit cancel here. Try that again. If you click individual days, you can do that, and you can also click and drag to create a range. But you'll notice that it's actually warning me here, hey, you're already scheduled. So if you're really going to take this, you need to notify some people and do some work to get there. And that's a helpful little reminder there. But basically, it would come up and it says, give a reason. I just need you to know you don't need to justify while you're going to be gone. But it is helpful sometimes if you're like, actually, I'm out of the country. That's kind of non-negotiable, and no, I'm really not available. Other things, you may just be, busy or just out of town, temporarily. If you're out of the country, I may not, schedule you the day after you get back. Right? So that kind of gives a little context. So if there's anything that you can give for context, then go ahead and give that as a reason. If not, no big deal. You could also, you'll notice there's a does not repeat here. If you needed to be gone for a blockout date, like every third, whatever, you can actually do it every 2 or every 3 or, every Friday. I think this is a weekly type cadence. And so that's useful too. All right, so that's how you set blockout dates. Please log in, look at your family calendar, see when you're going to be gone for vacations. It just helps us not have to reschedule things later, and helps you not have to panic when we've scheduled you for something that you then later realize is a conflict. Okay, there's one more thing that I think is really, really helpful that Planning Center provides. If you look at the right-hand corner, right side, there's this other sidebar type thing with these shortcut icons, and if you click on your profile icon, it may just be your initials here, but if you've added a picture to your profile, you can click on that, and then you click on the profile link, and it will take you to your profile information. This is where you can set, if you wanted to set a picture, go for it. If you're comfortable with that, I recommend it. It helps people on your team know who you are if they haven't gotten familiar with you, which is really helpful for me right now as a new guy. But you can also set your email, your phone number, things like that. But the big one I want to point out right now is this preferences. Really what this is preferences for your availability or when you would like to be scheduled. And if you click edit here, you can set globally, I only want to be serving up to 2 times a month, 3 times a month, or 1 time a month. I've got mine set to limited or unlimited right now, because I'm available every week and want to serve as much as possible because I'm staff. and that's where I'm at, but that may not be where you're at. This plans per day right now. The way that we're using Planning Center, we're probably not going to make as much use of this. So you can leave that to unlimited right now. There's also an edit households where you can go in. I'm not set up as a household right now, but if you happen to have teens or other people in your household, or maybe your spouse also serves, and you guys live a long way away, and you'd like to only serve together so that you're taking trips to church, early to church or late to church or something like that, only a limited number of times per month. That's a way that you can set that up for people to know how to schedule insightfully based on your household. So that's an option as well. Now, this is global throughout all the Planning Center. So if you happen to be on multiple teams for security and NGM and things like that, as we begin using it more and more, that would be true globally. If you're going to do this just for specific teams, okay, say you are not available every Sunday morning and you can only do that once a month. And so you could say, look, I can only do Sunday morning once a month, but I can do Sunday evening teams for instrumentation or for AV or whatever. I can do that as often as I need, as often as you need me, because I'm more available then. But, monthly, once a month, Sunday morning is about as much as my family can handle. So this is something you can prayerfully consider and go through. And then, when you're done setting these, I believe, this is adding different teams that you're available to. I believe it just automatically, if you click that button, the green button, it just saves it as is. Right now, I'm as often as needed in all of these, but you can be specific based on the service and the team that you're actually serving on. So please go in and set your availability of this. This will really help. I know that in the past we've been doing this type of availability by just email and sending out PDFs of schedules and things like that. But as much as those things have worked very well, obviously you communicating this way helps make sure that we're being even more aware of your constraints, the areas that you're already serving in the church, and we want to do that in not just me, but other people that are leading other teams want to be sensitive to how much we're kind of cramping and adding to your already full schedule sometimes. So if you've got questions about that, let me know. And then the last thing I'll mention is that as much as this is helpful, because we're going to be sending invites for service and invites to teams this way, and you can accept those or you can decline those if there's been a miscommunication. As useful as all of this is, please communicate to your leader of your team. And in this case, if you're in the music team, communicate to me your intention as well. While it's good to have in the system, I as a person want to know you as a person and want to know how your service to the church affects your family or you. And if I'm more sensitive to that, I can apply another level of just awareness to that, just as a friend. And so communicate it that way as well. But if it's in the system, it's going to give specific reminders to me, and I don't have to think, oh, I think they said they were gone the second week of December. I wonder if they get back Monday or Wednesday, if they're available. That'll give detail. And so both is good. Communicate personally, communicate in the app, and that'll be great. So let me know if you got any questions about this, or if I can help you schedule any of these things as well. But I hope this gives you a little orientation on how to continue to manage your availability for service at the church. Thanks.